All right, what's up, everybody? Derek Craig here with Magnus Broadheads. I'm kind of the engineer, R&D guy, video guy, tech support guy for Magnus Broadheads. So today we're going to go over a video on how to change out the blades on our Magnus Black Hornet and Black Hornet Serrazer lineup. I did one on the Stinger type of blade profile. The Black Hornet is very similar, but I wanted to do one more specific to the Black Hornet. So what I've got here is, this is actually a 125 grain Black Hornet Serrazer in the 4-blade version that I ran through a deer last year. I killed multiple deer, but ran through it. Still has all the crusty blood and dirt on it. So we're going to get this cleaned up and we are going to change out the blades. Here's a brand new pack just for reference. These happen to be the 125s, Serrazers, again 4-blade. Here is a pack of the replacement blades for those and the bleeder blades. Now you can pick up all of these products hopefully at your local bow shop. We encourage you to go to your local bow shop and support them. If not, you can check all the bigger hunting outlets, you know, your Cabela's, your Shields, your Sportsman, Bass Pros, and all those. If you're going to order our products off of Amazon or eBay, be very careful. Magnus Broadheads does not sell official products on eBay or Amazon. Now, there are actual legitimate sellers that sell our products, but if you're going to buy from those sources, make sure that they come in our blister packs with our line cards and they all look legitimate on both sides. Okay, if they don't, I guarantee that they're counterfeits. We have been down that road multiple times as a company, and it's very difficult trying to deal with the Amazons and eBays and keep those counterfeiters at bay, but we try our best. But there are counterfeits out there, so make sure you get them in our official packs. Also, when you buy the Black Hornet, you're going to get a little card here that basically talks about the Tonto tip on these heads, and I'm going to show you in some detail what that Tonto tip looks like, and actually probably going to do a separate video on that as well, but we'll show you that as we break open these blades, and we'll go over that. So first things first, I need to get all the crud washed off of this broadhead and get it ready to change out. On these used heads, you want to make sure you get them really cleaned out before you tear them apart, because you get blood and dirt in there, the blood dries and it becomes real difficult to tear apart. So be very careful. Make sure that you get them cleaned out. They'll be easier to change. Also, be very careful handling these heads even when they're used, because you will and can cut yourself pretty badly. I've been down that road before. So this one's all pretty much cleaned up. Might still have some gunk down in the grooves, but to disassemble this, we have one Phillips screw right here, and basically it's a number 1 size Phillips screw. Your most common Phillips screw in your house is a number 2, so make sure you get the proper Phillips screwdriver for that, a number 1, and that's not the tiny little ones for like eyeglasses. But we want to first carefully remove this Phillips screw. I love my little workbench here because it's got grooves in it. I can just drop a bleeder in there and it just kind of helps level it and support it. Just remove that screw very carefully and set the screw aside where you won't lose it. Okay, so basically what this is you're going to want to slide the main blade out. Okay, and again, this one still has some dried blood and stuff in here, so you gotta be careful. If it's difficult to remove, that's where I use typically a pair of needle nose pliers to help remove that blade, okay, and just pull it straight out. So there's that. We're going to set that aside, okay. Now there is a wedge block in these, as you can see right here, okay, that holds in the bleeder, and we're going to have to pop the wedge block out. A lot of times I just take like a little knife or a flathead screwdriver and you can pop the little block out. Again, it still has some blood and sticky stuff on it, okay? So once you get that out, you're going to set it aside, okay? And then you got the bleeder blade. Now these fit in here fairly tight, okay? And these bleeder blades on these, basically I grab them with a pair of needle nose pliers, and you can see it pops out really easily. You're going to just kind of rotate it on out, okay? That's all there is to it. You also notice that the top side on this one is cut out and the bottom side is flat. So there's a notch up here. When we reassemble, we're going to put the notch up on the Black Hornet where we put it down on the buzz cut. All right, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit more because there's some blood and stuff in here. We could take a knife and scrape some of this stuff out, okay? Get all cleaned out. I'm gonna hit it with a toothbrush real quick, and then we'll start putting it all back together. All right, so we got our replacement packs here. We're going to carefully open them up, and we're going to get out a replacement blade. The main blades come in a 3-pack. Again, make sure you order the right ones for the head that you have. Okay, whether you got a 100 or a 125, maybe in the future a 150, hard to say. There you go, there's the main blade. Again, these come in a 3-pack, be very careful handling them. The bleeders come in a 6-pack, okay? And the bleeders are universal between the 100 and the 125, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. Boom. We're going to set that out there, and we are going to set the rest aside, okay? So here we go. We got our brand new blades, and we're ready to put them back in. So we're going to basically grab our ferrule, okay? We've got this one all cleaned out. I took a toothbrush and some soap and scrubbed the rest of it out. Carefully grab the bleeder. Now remember, when we're reassembling these, we're going to take the notch and we're going to put it up, okay? And these often are kind of tight. This one's actually is dropping in fairly easily, okay? If it is tight, you can basically take some needle nose pliers and you can put some slight pressure on there and pop it into place, okay? So you're going to drop that in. Then you're going to take your wedge and you're going to put your wedge back in here, making sure to line up the slot, okay? All right? And then we're going to talk real quick about the main blade before we reassemble this. Okay, so here is the main blade, okay? And this might be kind of tough. I will try and take some photos and overlay in here, okay? But as you look at the main blade in the profile right here, okay, you will see that the angle of the tip actually changes and moves inward. And actually, if you look at the tip straight on, you will see that it is actually slightly flat on the tip, okay, where the rest of it comes to a razor edge. It's slightly flat. That's our tonneau tip on this. Guys will call and say, hey, the tips are not sharp, you're not getting your head sharp. They are designed like this for a reason. When we first developed this head in 2014, we were sharpening it all the way out and continuing that blade angle all the way out. And what we found was, given the blade angle that's here, we would actually kind of roll the edge on the tip. This tonneau tip, the way it's designed now, retains the structural integrity of the tip. It is not going to reduce your penetration or your cutting, okay? So I hope all that makes sense. All right, so now we've got our ferrule assembled here with our groove lined up with the main blade. We're going to take our new main blade and get my glasses down here where I can see, and we're going to slide this in, okay? And be careful and just slide it all the way in. Again, the tolerances are kind of tight here, so you want to be careful, okay? Just make sure you are completely seated all the way down, okay? And that is basically the reassembly of the blades. And now we're basically going to take our little Phillips screw, and we are going to drop it down in the hole with my big fat fingers. There we go. And we're going to take our number 1 screwdriver, and we are going to tighten the screw down. Okay? Now I get it firm, but I don't always tighten it right away as tight as I can, because now got one more step. We've got to spin check these and make sure everything's aligned. So let me reposition the cameras. All right, we want to just make sure that we spin test these, because when we assemble these in the shop at Magnus, every one of them is dialed in with the tip to the true center line of the ferrule to 0.003 of an inch, okay? If it spins true, it flies true. And so we want to make sure when we reassemble them that they spin true. Now, we don't have the gauges, you and I, at our houses, but you can sit here and spin and watch for wobble in the tip. You know, pick up an arrow spinner. You can buy these, you know, your hunting bow shops, your online hunting stores, Amazon, whatever, for not much money. You got a lifetime. They're an invaluable tool. And I don't see any wobble, but how I really like to check this is I bring a cardboard box in and I touch the end of the tip, okay, and I hold it down and I spin it up against, so the tip is up against the cardboard box. And what you're going to be left with is, you're going to be left with, and it's probably hard to see on here, a tiny little dot, okay? And if that dot is just contained to a dot, it's spinning very true. If it's not on, then what you'll get is you'll get a dot that kind of got like a corkscrew or a little bit of a spiral effect to it. And you don't want that, okay? So just make sure that it spins true and it leaves a little tiny dot. Once I do that, I come back, I take my screwdriver and I torque it down. Just make sure it's really good and solid. I throw it back on the spinner, I check it just in case. I spin it, and again, a tiny dot. So that is all there is to it. All right, so there you go, everybody. There is how you're going to change out the blades on the Black Hornet Serrazer series. You know, again, pick these up from your local bow shop. Support them. It's very important in the world we live in to support your local bow shop. If they don't have them, again, reach out to your major hunting outlets and be careful, Amazon and eBay. You can always buy from MagnusBroadheads.com, although we'd encourage that to be your last resource. Support your bow shop, okay? But there you go. Remember, all of our heads are made 100% in the USA. We have a lifetime no BS warranty. You bend, break, damage a head in any way, shape, or form, send us a photo to customer service at MagnusBroadheads.com and we will replace it free of charge. But that's all, again, all there is to it. And this head right here is ready to go back in the quiver and go hunting. So stay safe, enjoy your hunting seasons, take your success photos, email them to us at customer service MagnusBroadheads.com, and we will try and put them up on social media for you. So as always, God bless.